Alright, listen up. I'm Shawn Ryan, former Navy SEAL, combat vet, and the guy who built this platform to cut through the noise and get to the real stories that matter. No fluff, no filters, just truth, straight from the source. If you're here for the hard conversations about freedom, faith, family, and fighting for what's right, buckle up. We're just getting started. Shawn Ryan, the former Navy SEAL and host of The Shawn Ryan Show, recently faced legal threats from attorneys representing Camp Kanakuk after releasing episode 272 on January 19, 2026. In that powerful interview, he gave a platform to survivor advocate ElizCPhillips. Elizabeth shared her family's heartbreaking story. Her younger brother, Trey, was sexually abused during his years attending Kanakuk camps, a large evangelical Christian summer camp network. After years of trauma, Trey signed a restrictive non-disclosure agreement, or NDA, as part of a settlement, which silenced him. Tragically, he died by suicide in 2019. This is not isolated misinformation, it's backed by documented evidence. The episode highlighted the case of Pete Newman, a former counselor and director at camp. Hired in the mid-1990s, Newman faced reports of inappropriate behavior, including nudity and other red flags, as early as 1999 and 2003. Instead of decisive action, these concerns were reportedly ignored or downplayed, and he was even promoted to higher roles, including director of coke. In 2009, Newman confessed to abusing children, was arrested, and ultimately convicted in 2010 on multiple counts of statutory sodomy and child enticement. He received 2 life sentences, plus 30 years. Prosecutors described him as one of the most prolific child molesters they'd encountered, with at least 57 known victims. At sentencing, though experts and advocates suggest the number could reach hundreds, the broader pattern at Kanakuk is alarming. Public records and survivor resources, such as the timeline on facts about Kanakuk.com, document at least 12 convicted staff members over decades, along with multiple lawsuits alleging fraud. Cover-ups ignored warnings, and the systemic use of NDAs to silence families in collusion with insurance companies. Advocates link over 17 suicides to abuse connected to Newman alone. Shawn described this as one of America's largest under-the-radar child abuse scandals, particularly troubling given the camp's prominent Christian branding and lack of strict oversight in the youth camp industry. ElizCPhillips turned her personal loss into action. She fought tirelessly and helped pass Trey's law unanimously in both Texas and Missouri in 2020. Named after her brother, the legislation bans NDAs in civil settlements for child sexual abuse and trafficking cases, allowing survivors to speak freely without legal gag orders. This was her first major public interview on the topic, facilitated by an introduction from Tim T. In response to the episode, Camp Kanakuk sent cease and desist letters to both Shawn and Elizabeth, demanding retractions and labeling many statements as misleading or exaggerated. They acknowledged the Newman case but downplayed any broader systemic issues. Shawn publicly shared their letter, stating he was being threatened simply for defending children and educating parents about the risks to their children. He refused to retract or back down, emphasizing that the conversation is about accountability and child protection, not unfounded attacks. Shawn continues to amplify survivor voices rather than retreat. The full episode is available on YouTube. Search for Shawn Ryan Show episode 272 or use the link in the description. For more survivor resources and details, visit factsaboutkanakuk.com. At its core, this is about prioritizing kids over institutional reputation. Parents should vet any camp rigorously, no exceptions. Support Shawn Ryan at Shawn Ryan 762 and The Shawn Ryan Show. ElizCPhillips at ElizCPhillips. And efforts like Kanakuk Facts by sharing the episode and pushing for stronger camp regulations. Follow Trezor developments at trezor.org. No more silence tag. Someone who needs to hear this and keep the pressure on for real change. Protect kids. Trey's Law. Shawn Ryan Show.